Good day, friends. My name is Paulo de Alba, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today's gospel is taken from Luke chapter 6, verses 39 to 42. He told them this parable. Can the blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into a pit? The student is not above the teacher, but everyone who is fully trained will be like their teacher. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me take out the speck out of your eye," when you yourself fail to see the plank in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the plank out of your eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. You hypocrite! Those words are so painful to hear, especially if you're trying to become a good person, if you're trying your best to be the best version of yourself, and then somebody tells you you're such a hypocrite because you also make mistakes, because you're also a sinner. As we see it a lot nowadays, even on television right now, you see people correcting, blaming, and telling of each other's sins or wrongdoings, and then everyone's just throwing dirt against each other just to prove that they're right or they're better than somebody else. And Jesus is warning us of that. And he wants to teach us about humility. Before we actually look at another person, we need to have self-reflection and see, are there things in my life that God wants me to change? What are the speck in my brother's eye that maybe I should look at in myself first? So what are these specks? First, of course, is sin. Check yourself. Reflect. Are there sins that I'm still committing and have not repented from? Before I actually look at the sin of my own brother or of other people, let me check myself. Are there sins, unrepentant sin in my life that God wants me to correct? Maybe that's what He's showing me when I see the sin of others. Second, pet peeves. If there's anything that annoys us on other people, these are pet peeves, little things that might annoy us. And we see it in other people. Some people told, when I was younger, someone told me that the pet peeves we have against other people are actually some things that annoy us about ourselves. And it's exaggerated when we see it in other people. So let's check. Maybe these pet peeves are something that we need to correct also in ourselves. Or even if they are real pet peeves, even if they are real annoyances because of what other people do, and it's not even a sin, maybe there's no need for correction. Maybe it's just us needing more patience when we deal with other people. So let's check, let's reflect. Next is our ego. Is this situation wanting me to correct this person because really it's something that's genuine in my heart and loving, that I want to help him to be better? Or is it ego? Is it because I'm the boss, I have to correct him? I'm older than you, I have to correct. I'm your father, I need to correct you. You cannot correct me. Is it that? Let's check ourselves. Let's check our ego. Maybe it's because we don't want them to be better than us, so we want to correct them right away. So let's check that. So S, sin. P, pet peeves. E, maybe ego. And C, let's check ourselves. Maybe we have a corrupted view of what's going on in our life, a corrupted view of what's right and wrong. And how do we deal with that? We deal with that by simply getting to know what God is talking about in the Bible, what God wants to teach us, what is good and what is right. In our world today, there's so many people claiming to say that they are right, better than the other. There's no more absolute truth. There's no more absolute right and wrong. But God teaches us that there is a right and there is a wrong. It cannot be based on feelings. It cannot be based on how you feel, what you think. There are standards of good and there are standards of evil. There are right things and there are wrong things. So we don't want to have a corrupted view of what God is teaching us about our world today. And let's check, let's reflect. Maybe we have a corrupted view. We may have misunderstood a lot of things. So the way to combat that is to check the Bible, read the Bible, listen to Jesus, listen to our elders, listen to those around us who can teach us about what God teaches about certain topics. And for this one, humility takes a lot of humility to listen to others. And lastly, maybe we're just a know-it-all. Have you had those friends who just think they have to know it all, that they have an opinion about everything? And sometimes we do that too. We point everything to ourselves, how great we are. We want to show them, oh yeah, I know that too, and I even know more about that than you. So you want to correct them as well. So for us, we want to check at the speck in our eyes. And before we look at the speck in other people's, let's check at the speck in our eyes. Sin, maybe pet peeves, maybe our ego, our corrupted view of what the Lord teaches us, and then maybe we're just a know-it-all. So God teaches about correction, yes. Does it mean when I'm sinful I cannot correct anymore? Yes, you can correct. But where is that coming from? Is it out of your ego? Is it out of because you just want to be a know-it-all? Or is it out of loving kindness towards another because you want them to transform to be more and more like Christ? And before we can do that, we need to first transform ourselves to be more and more like Christ, to have the heart of Christ, to correct another because of a loving purpose, to help them to be better versions of themselves, to be more and more like Christ. I invite you, brothers and sisters, to check yourselves, to self-reflect. What is God teaching me to be better at before I can actually correct someone else? To have humility, to be able to also help others in their own journey. God bless you. May you have a blessed weekend, and may you continue to experience God through pathways of hope.